in Haiti, my partner ran her dog first, and he indicated within like 90 seconds of working the pile. He cocked his head sideways, which I knew he heard something. One of the cases, the dog was just running back, and the dog turned. They were going back up, they were finished. And Blaze, who was a border collie, came back and just turned, and his handler goes, "Ooh, he's on something." And he went up and stuck his nose to a concrete wall. How can there be someone in the wall? So they put a little hole in there, and they peeked through, and there's a little girl. My name's Scott Mullen. I'm with Miami-Dade Fire Rescue's Urban Search and Rescue Team, Florida Task Force 1. I got on the fire department in 1996, became a paramedic, joined our task force, but my primary job, firefighter paramedic. Became a canine handler after going to Katrina, watching the dogs work there. I said, that's what I want to do. Those guys are always in the action. They're the first to go out, do the searching.
As members of these search and rescue teams, we do put ourselves at risk as we enter these scenes where everybody tends to be driving the other direction.
We accept a certain amount of risk. We call it risk reward. If there's lives to be saved, we're going to take extra risk. In their mind, every victim is just someone playing hide and seek with their toy.
So our puppies are paired up with their trainers, and so Bailey was lucky to get assigned to Bridget Stewart. So Bailey and Bridget have worked together since Bailey was 8 weeks of age. Bridget not only is good at training dogs, but you'll watch that she's really good with training people as well.
Come!
You want to shine where you want her to go. So we want her to go that way.
Go out.
Nice.
And so when Scott arrived from the Metro-Dade Fire Department,
Find it!
we knew he was in good hands when we handed him over to Bridget, and we knew he had a great dog when we put Bailey's leash in his hand.
There's trainers and then there's Bridget. And even though I'd been a handler, I was doing things that I was used to doing with my dog, so I had to kind of retrain myself.
Good.
It just doesn't stop here. They have this week that we've been training. I'm gonna take home videos of the training that they've done so I can watch it over and over again.
Out of all of the dogs at the center right now, I would pick her if I were part of a task force. I'm proud of her. She's graduating. She's found her forever person.
Stryker was awesome. He gave me a lot of challenges. He taught me a lot. Like any parent, he was the best. But in the end, it's a family member. Like anything, it's a short time. I didn't think I'd want to get back into canine because I didn't want to go through that again.
There is this whole relationship that happens. That's what makes this work. And the more you train and the more deployments you go on, the more times you're away from home and here's your dog with you instead of your spouse, and the more times that you're on a cot with this dog instead of your own bed, the more times the dog and you are connecting.
These dogs are going to be exposed to a lot of stuff. If I go into a fire, I'm wearing self-contained breathing apparatus to protect me from the smoke, from the carcinogens. When we're going out searching, they're sniffing up everything. And so like in a 9/11 where there was a lot of asbestos and they're being exposed to that. So we need them as healthy as possible, but we understand there's going to be some factors that we can't control. So I go back to being a rescue specialist, and then I'm seeing the canine handlers working with their dogs, and I'm like, oh, I miss it. So, I talked to my chief, and this opportunity presented itself, and that was a blessing. Penn Vet Working Dog Center was going to help me out with a dog. It's a little intimidating, too, because I know that this dog is going to be at such a high level that I'm going to have to bring my game up to match it. But I could see from the get-go that high drive that she had, that energy, and I said, that's the dog I want. I want her.
From my own experience, from having my husband be a part of a disaster where his friend didn't make it out of the rubble, if there'd been a search dog on site, that friend would have been saved. I know just how important this work is. It's very humbling. It's very real. I get emotional when I talk about what these dogs can do because they really are lifesavers.
That life that they save, I'm hoping they can go on and that person will grow up, be a doctor or a firefighter, a great teacher. How many lives they've affected, how that just keeps going on. It's awesome to think that this dog was responsible for that, and this team that worked with that dog. All these people here that are training these dogs, they may never go on a mission, but in theory they are going on a mission because when that dog goes out, it's all that training, that time they put into it, allowed that dog to make that save. All these people training that dog to save that life. And that's pretty awesome.
When you watch it work, when you watch your dog save a life, it made me become incredibly committed to the work of these working dogs. The legacies of the dogs and their handlers that worked at 9/11.
Over. Good. Walk it. Hop.
Good climb.